This one skill is attributed to 75% of an employee's success when it comes to leadership. What is that skill? It is effective communication. I receive a lot of DMs and messages wherein people say that they find it very hard when it comes to communication. I don't know how to communicate properly. I don't know how to put my points so that people can understand. I find it very hard when I have to talk to a stranger or when I have to talk in a public forum. These kind of things is something which many people face, and it's absolutely normal. It's okay to be scared. As it is one of the most important skills, it's very important to understand and learn how to communicate properly. Step 1. Strengthen your clarity and confidence. Many people, when they talk, they just over talk and ramble whatever that comes out of their mind. And they think that if they talk more, they are talking well. It's not. Clear, direct communication is what that makes you confident, is what that makes you reliable. How to do that? Use the rule of 3. That is, next time when you are trying to communicate something, break that into 3 concise points. When you break it into points, people can understand it better and it provides the needed clarity. Instead of using some weak words like I just wanted to say, start telling I wanted to highlight. Slow down. People who speak 10 to 15% slower are seen more authoritative, are seen as leaders. So it's very important to speak clearly, but at the same time, it's very important to speak in a slower pace so that people can understand and see you as a leader. Step 2 is master your body language. Many of us think that it doesn't matter, right? In fact, 70 to 80% of our communication happens through non-verbal communication. That is the way we move our hands, the way we keep our body, right? The way we look at a person, the way we smile. All these things contribute to the actual communication. In fact, 80% of our communication happens that way. So before even you open your mouth, even you speak something, people will realize it and people will perceive you in a certain way because of your non-verbal cues. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most successful TV anchors of all time, is known for the way she communicates. She is very authoritative. She looks like a leader. It's mainly because of the way she uses her hands, the way she speaks, the way she establishes the connection with the person who is sitting in her opposite side. And that's how she is one of the best communicators in the entire world. So if we want to become the same, what are all the things we have to do? Whenever we are talking to a person, it's very important to look at their eyes. Look at people for at least 3 to 5 seconds before starting the conversation, and that directly builds the trust. When we are talking to somebody, it's very important to have an open body language, meaning if I'm keeping my hands like this and then talking like, hey, you can do better, you can do well. If I'm saying this, do you think that you can relate with me? I don't think so. Hey, you can do well, you can do this. This will make a person connect more than having a closed body language. How to practice it? One of the best ways to understand this is to watch TED Talks. When you watch TED Talks and when you watch those speakers, you can very well see how good they are, how well they communicate, particularly their non-verbal cues. The more we see it, the more we learn it. Step 3 is active listening. How listening is playing a role in communicating. It is one of the most important things for a good communicator. You have to listen to understand, not just to talk back. Michelle Obama is one such deep listener, and when she is with you, she is there with you with all her being. How to listen proactively. When somebody is talking, listen to them 100%. And when you're talking back, paraphrase whatever they have said. So that will build a little trust. If there are any clarification, it's okay to ask, did you say this? Instead of just assuming things. And finally, most importantly, never interrupt. When somebody is talking, wait for your turn. It's not good when we are interrupting somebody when they are talking. That doesn't make us a good listener. How to practice it? Whenever you are having a conversation with a person, just try to have a 5-minute conversation and see how well you can listen without thinking other things. Try to be there in that conversation in that moment. And when we practice it on a daily basis, we can see a lot more improvement. Step 4 is to improve public speaking. According to National Institute of Mental Health, 77% of people find it very hard and scared when it comes to public speaking. And they use a term called as glossophobia. Public speaking is so scary. Many people, they don't want to be seen. They don't want to take any chances or speak in front of a crowd. But if you want to be a leader, if you want to lead in a certain way, we have to learn the skill as well. It is one of the most important attributes of a good communicator. So how to do that? Brené Brown, one of the most famous TED Talk speakers, has started speaking in small setups, in small meetings before she got into such big stages. Probably we can start the same way. Instead of thinking that you need a very big stage or you need a mic and everything to start speaking in front of people, use the moment which you have now. Whenever you feel like talking, whenever you want to put your points out, in spite of the fear you have in your tummy, that feeling, get up, put that point out. It's okay if you are not able to do it right in the first time or even fourth, fifth times. But I'm very sure after we do this on a consistent basis, after a while, we'll be much more confident and we'll be much more clearer when we put our point out. And that's how we overcome this fear. 77% of people have this. So you're not alone and we can definitely overcome this. So start with talking in front of the mirror. Just try to, we all have our phones, right? So just try to record your video speaking. And when we do that on a consistent basis, this fear we can very well overcome. And finally, step 5 is handling tough conversations. Of course, when everything is all dreamy, it's so easy to communicate with the person who is sitting in the opposite side, right? But when there is some tough conversation that has to happen, when there is something which is at stake, a very high stake, that's when it's important to communicate properly. The one thing which is most important with IFS officers is communication. Because after all, they are deciding the mere fate of the country, right? If they tell something wrong in front of a leader of another country, then there is a chance even for a war. So how to communicate when there is something which has more stake, when it is very tough? Regulate your emotions. Though you are not happy about the situation, it's not okay to communicate with high emotions because it will definitely look bad. Don't just state the issue. Hey, you have done this. This is how you will do things, What is this? Instead of asking like that, just think about and ask for the solution. Reiterating the issue again and again is never going to bring a solution. Propose a probable solution and look for what the other person is telling and then come to a midpoint. That's how we handle a tough conversation, not just merely, punishing the person who's sitting in the opposite end or by mere complaining. To summarize all, speak clearly, speak slowly, use your non-verbal cues, practice and do it again and again and again. That's how you become one of the best communicators in this whole world.